Yoshi! Welcome to another tutorial in plain English. This series I'll be covering some assembly programming basics. We'll be working on a Windows environment. So starting from your desktop, you can just hold down the Windows special key and hit R, and that should bring up this little run window. You can type CMD, hit enter, and that should launch your command prompt. Alternatively, you can just click here in the search bar, type CMD. The first suggestion is correct. Just hit enter, and there we are in our command prompt. All right, I'd like to see what's in there, so I can type dir for directories, and there's my list of directories. In Windows, they call them folders, here also referred to as directories to further confuse you. We want to be here in the documents or directory, and so to get there, I can go cd space do and hit the tab key, and autocomplete fills it in for me, the first reference that begins with do. Nice. So I can just hit enter and I'm in the documents folder. I'd like to make a new directory like that. We'll call it assembly, mkdir, assembly, enter, and we have created a new folder. I'm going to go into that folder now, cd, and just hit a tab, enter, there. There we are. Now I'd like to create a new assembly file. So let me just go echo, and I'm going to write a little data byte in there, db0, just for starters. And I'm going to hit the little arrow, which is shift period, basically. And then we'll name it test.asm, and there. We have successfully created our first assembly program. You may proceed to the next lesson or stick around and I'll give some further explanation, a little more in depth. So you can see here we have created a program called test.asm. We can look at it. I can just here type T tab autocomplete and enter, and since I have just installed a fresh Windows operating system, there isn't any defaults set up yet, so I'll just go with Notepad, and whoa, is that big? Let me change my font to something a little more readable. How about 18? Looking good there. DB0, that's what we wrote here, our little data byte. 0. And you can, of course, modify that and save it out, and it will automatically save as test.asm, the file that we have created. I can look in that directory there, dir. There, see, there it is, test.asm. Well, I'm just going to, for the moment, I'm going to say bye-bye to that one. So that is delete, del, t, tab to autocomplete, hit enter, and now if I look in the directory, it is gone, 0 bytes. So I'm going to also go cd cd period, enter, and that takes me up one folder. And let me go dir. There you can see there's the assembly folder we made earlier. I am going to rmdir, the A tab folder, enter, and if I dir again, it is gone. We have erased everything that we have begun with, so I can explain a little further what we just did. So let me just open a file explorer here. There. There's our documents folder. Once again, I will go just open a new window. Windows special key R, CMD. There we are. And then put this where we can kind of see both of them like that. There we go. So if I go, let me just click out of the way here, directory here, I get a list of folders, not the same as what I'm seeing here because Windows takes you to this folder full of shortcuts, essentially. To actually see this, we want to be down here under C, users, your name, and there's all the same thing that we're seeing there. So I could go in documents like that, double click, and as you can see, I got some stuff and some files in there. And over here, let me activate this window. I could go CD, DO, tab, enter, and then dir for the list of directories, and there's my stuff and my files, you see. Now, so from here, let me go make a new directory, right? mkdir assembly, okay, and then watch over here when I hit enter, bada boom, see it creates a new folder called assembly. Nothing in there. Let me open that. Folder's empty, so I could do the same here. CDA tab there, and now I'm in the assembly folder. Okay, so once again, let's do what we just did earlier. Echo data byte 0, put it into a new folder called test.asm, and watch the folder, folks. Enter. There it is. We have created a new folder, a new file in our new folder. So, you know, of course, I could double click here, you know, and launch an open notepad, you know, and there it is, you know. So, of course, the old-fashioned way, let me just, I'm going to go up here and just delete this whole thing again real quick. Oops, it can't because it's being used over here. Hang on a second. Close that. Excuse me. There. I am going to just delete this. Okay, same thing the old-fashioned way, of course. There's my documents folder. I could just go right-click, new folder, assembly, enter, and then double-click and go in there. Let's see, or I don't have a shortcut for Notepad there, or you could use your favorite text editor, but let's just go with what comes with Windows by default here. I could type Notepad in there, enter, there it is. We go DB 0, save as. In our documents folder, in the assembly folder we just created, we're going to create a new file called test.asm, bada boom. And let me just get that out of the way. There it is. There. So same thing, old school, you know, using the visual graphical references that we're used to, but I'm trying to get you kind of into doing the command line because we will be spending a bit of time there. So let's do that a bit here. I think I'll close that, yeah, for now. And we will Windows special key R. The CMD is already in there because I did it before, so I can just hit enter and we're back in the command line. So some other ways we could do this, I could go from here. Oh, let me go to my folder for starters. dir directory, cd, do, tab. I'm in documents. Let's see the directories there. There's my assembly, cda tab. Now I'm in assembly. I want to create a new file. There's other ways to do it that comes with default by Windows. I could just go cd dot create a new file, generic dot asm, enter. And maybe I did want my actual file explorer open. There, okay, if I'm in documents, assembly, there, it created generic.asm, see? There, okay, so Nothing in there. What was the point of that? Well, I could write something in there from the command line. Again, using that echo command we used earlier, I could just go echo db1 and then shift 6, and you get that little caret. I'm going to go enter and then enter again. And if I want to do more than one line, I'm just going to write some code into there. db2, okay, and then this time I'm just going to go space and arrow, and if I hit G tab, it finds name of file. Just hit enter there, and so now I've written some stuff into my generic ASM file. Let's look at it. I can go G tab from here, and it looks for something. Let's have a look. There it is. There's the code that I just pumped in there, you see. Another thing I could do, let's see. Or also, I don't have to, open Notepad to do that. I could also just go type, G tab, and there's the contents of the file right there. I can read it from the command line as well. I'm going to do another echo here and write a little bit more extensive code for a second. db minus 72, comma 2, comma 9, and then shift 6 for the caret, enter, enter. Okay, db minus 69, comma 15, comma null, shift 6, enter, and then oh, actually I wanted to just go, I'm done here. I'm gonna go space, arrow, and we'll put that in G tab there. Boom. All right, so let's have a look at G tab now. Yes, or oh, hang on, I don't need to do that. Let me just, there it's there, but of course we know we can just, from the command line, we can just go type G tab. Boom. You can see it overwrote what was in there. So it didn't ask me, oh, do you want to overwrite, in this case. Another thing, let me just start another one here. I'm going to go echo, and this time db minus 71, comma 1, comma null, shift 6, enter, enter, and then db negative 51, comma 16, space. Okay, now this time arrow, I'm going to use 2 arrows. Okay, and then we're going to write that into G tab and hit enter. Now if I go type G tab, read it, there, it appended, it added it to the text that's in here. See, the first bit and the second bit are both in there. So it concatenated, added to. So if I use one arrow like that, it will overwrite what's in there, right? And if you use 2 little arrows like that, it will add to the file. You see. Let's see, another thing. I got a messy screen here. Let me just go CLS, enter there. Nice and clean. All right. Another way I could make a file. Let me go copy con, C-O-N, get the mouse out of the way, I keep doing that. Copy con, I'll just create a temp file .asm, okay, and then hit enter. And now the blinky cursor is no longer at the end of a command prompt. So it's expecting some input. So I can begin typing. I can go times 499 db0 like that and just hit enter. And now it will, as you can see, it's already created a file here that I'm still continuing to write into. Um, Let me do another line here. Oh yeah, db85, db85, comma, -86. Okay, and then let me just add a space here, and you can go Control Z, enter. There. One file copy. So I've just created this temp file and wrote some code into it. Let's type tem tab temp file. There's the code that is in the temp file. So I could take that file that I just created, temp file, and rename it REN, rename tem tab temp file to something else here. I'm going to go prog 2.asm like that. There, and now it's been renamed. Yeah. This generic file up here, I could use copy and go G tab. It finds generic. We'll call that prog1.asm like that. There, and it makes a copy, and it keeps the original. And now I have my program1.asm, program2.asm. I can go here in the view and turn file name extensions on. There, that's a little better for programming. I can see type of file in there. Okay, so I have my program1.asm, program2.asm. I could go over here now and go copy p tab program1.asm plus p tab. Let me back up. I'll type 2 tab there. The two of those together into a new program.asm like that. Yeah. Doesn't matter. You can keep typing. It goes off onto a new line. And just hit enter. There. And it has created a new program here. Let's look at it from here, shall we? T-Y-P-E-N tab, enter, and there is all of our concatenated code. It has combined the code from our first program 1 here, these 4 lines, and our program 2, these 2 lines, into a new program, and it's all together now. So that can be useful as well. Let's see. I would like to play around a little bit here some more. Let me go up one to assembly here. Why did I? Oh yeah. Say I want to get here to assembly file directory instead of having to go cd change directory documents change directory assembly. I can go and right click here and copy this address. And then I'm going to Windows special key R, enter. I'm just going to go CD space and Control V to paste, hit enter, and now I'm in that folder. So that's kind of a quickie shortcut way to get there. Yeah. Let me, I'm in assembly. I am going to just make a directory called yo there. And if I look, there's my folder directory called yo. Um, let's see. hmm And oh, okay. So I've made my directory. I want to move my, say, generic file here into yo. So I could just type move uh, G tab into Y tab, enter. There, one file moved. My generic program is missing from here, and if I go in there, there it is. See, I've moved it into there. Okay. Um, so let me go up one. There's a little interesting thing. I can remove a directory. Just go rmdir y tab yo, and it says the directory is not empty. Whoops. Yeah. So you could go in there and delete the file and then go out and delete the directory, which is what I did earlier. Because as you can see, you can't just delete it outright. Um, and then, of course, you go look it up online, and people are like, oh, that is very simple. All you have to do is you go, here, let me close this. Uh, you go command prompts like that, and then here you go run as administrator. Oh yes, I want to make changes. Okay, now I got this. I'm in a different place for one thing. If I type dir, it's like whoa. There's like all the files on my computer. I don't like this administrator thing already. So then I got to do that thing that I just showed you to get here. Copy the address. Go CD, Control V there. Now I'm where I was before, dir. There, okay. Yo, I want to delete yo, okay. RMDIR, Y tab, delete yo. Director, oh, well, thanks a lot, guy on the internet who knows nothing and just speaks with such authority, and has a ton of ads on his channel full of misinformation. Thanks, yes, you're very helpful. No, the way you do it, let's see, you just have to go here. Forget this administrator thing. Let me just go back to normal. Command prompt. There. No, I'm not in administrator mode. I'm getting a little riled up here. I'm going to go cd do tab. There. Let's see what we got in there. Some stuff. I'm trying to delete this assembly file folder which has some stuff in it, and the way you do that is just go rmdir name of folder, right? Actually, hang on, that's not the one I want to delete. Hang on, I want to delete the one that's in there because we're going to use this other one later. There it is. Okay, dir. I want to delete yo, and it's got a file in there, just sample file, just to demonstrate the futility of trying to do this. So RMDIR Y tab remove dir. Okay, but it's just going to say no, can't do it. So what you do is you go /s. Okay, and then it goes, yo, are you sure? I'm like, no, gosh darn it, let me forget that. The way you really do it, you go RMDIR, and you tell it name of file, name of folder, and then you tell it to shut up and be quiet. Okay, there. And now it just does it without complaining. The folder yo has disappeared, and along with its contents too. So there we have done it like a regular adult. So another, let's say I got this test or here, new program, and I'm happy with it now, and I want to save it into a new folder, right? Another way to do that from down here, I can go X copy, right? And it's new program.asm, okay, and I can put it into a new, whoops, folder. We'll just call it tutorial, and whoops, there, backslash. So it's going to go in the folder, and I can also give it a new name. Whoops, O1 first prog.asm. Okay, so let's see. It's going to hit enter, and then it asks file or directory. So if you type D, it will name, it'll create a folder called O1 first prog.asm, and then put O1 first prog.asm in the folder called O1, which is kind of confusing. I don't even know why they give you that option. You just type F and there. So now it has automatically, for all that short line of code, a complicated explanation, it has automatically taken the program that we wanted to save, created a folder called tutorial, and in there has written the program that we're happy with by a new name there. Yeah. So let me just go up here now, and let's use what we've just learned here and remove the, here, first let me see what we got. dir, there, okay. I just want to remove all of this stuff except for the tutorial folder that we created in the first exercise. So what is that? RMDIR. I'm sorry, no. I have only files to delete. DEL, N, new program, gone. DEL, P tab, gone. DEL, another P tab, gone. And test can stay. Test can stay. And yeah, tutorial can go. We're going to keep test because that was the first lesson, all right? And what was it? R, M, D, I, R, T, U. If I type T, it will find test, which we don't want. We want it to find tutorial. Remove dir, and we want to tell it to shut up and be quiet. Gone. All gone. Okay, and we're back to the end of lesson 1. You may continue on with the next tutorial.